Welcome to another episode of R.O.C.K Rap, bringing the latest and greatest happenings at R.O.C.K. As you already know, R.O.C.K hosts a team of athletes who raise money for R.O.C.K and compete in the world-renowned and very challenging Escape from Alcatraz Triathlon. Our very own Hayley Walker, who for many years has managed our team, finally competed, and we're so proud of her. Check out her journey.
Hi everyone, it's Hayley from R.O.C.K, and as of June 1st of this year, I am an escapee, which means that I successfully completed the Escape from Alcatraz Triathlon. I'm wearing my finisher shirt and my medal to prove it, and I'm really excited to share a little bit about my escape journey with you. When I first started working at R.O.C.K back in 2019, Escape was one of my very first projects, and I was essentially given a list of 10 people who were on our charity team and told that we were the only local charity partner and that we were going to run the beer garden, and I was going to help these people prepare for their race and help them raise money along the way. And after my first year, I was just so inspired by the people and the energy and the atmosphere and everyone on our team, really. And that inspired me to do my first half marathon. As I kept doing half marathons, I was like, what if I wanted to do Escape someday? So this year I jumped in and I started training again. The day before the race, I was in the beer garden as usual, getting things set up, but also this year I was getting checked into the race, trying to zero in my focus so that I was going to be ready to jump off a boat in the middle of the bay the next morning. Race day starts before 5 a.m. because the day before, all you can do is rack your bike. So before 5 a.m. on race day, you have to find your bike in a mess of 2,000 other bikes, and you have to set up your transition area. And then you basically wiggle into your wetsuit and you stand in line waiting to get on a shuttle that's gonna take you to the pier. So I waited in line with a bunch of other super nervous athletes in my wetsuit. You get on board the San Francisco hornblower and you feel the engine turn on, and there's just so much nervous energy. Like, there's not a place to sit or stand because it's just people in wetsuits everywhere, nervous. Once the boat anchors at Alcatraz, that's when the fun really starts. People start jumping. So I got up to the edge of the boat and I jumped, and I was the 181st person off of that boat. So I got off that boat fast and I did not hesitate, and then my swim started. I'm pretty new to open water swimming. I've only been swimming in open water for about a year. I've owned a wetsuit for about a year, but I felt really prepared. So once I started swimming, I was going, and I didn't stop. So I swam the 1.5 miles from that boat near Alcatraz Island all the way to the shore. It was choppy, it was foggy, it was very cold, but I finished and I'm super proud of myself. You know, I finished ahead of some people in my division. I finished before a lot of people in the race, and that swim is something I'll always remember and one of the coolest things I think I've ever done. After the swim, you come out of the water. It looks like a bunch of zombies coming out of the water, crawling up the beach, and then you have to run 1/2 mile to the transition area. Once you get to the transition area, the bike portion starts. Like swimming, I am also pretty new to cycling. I had never owned a road bike until about 6 weeks before the race. This course is 18 miles. It is extremely hilly, and the incline is about 1,700 feet over the 18 miles. I knew that the bike was gonna be the most difficult part of the race for me. I made it. I made all the cutoffs. I did have to walk my bike up some of the hills, and that's, you know, I just kept pushing. I think that, you know, a younger version of myself might have thought, I can't ride this bike up this hill, I'm not good enough, I'm gonna call it quits, but I kept putting one foot in front of the other the whole time until I got back to the transition area. And on my way in, I actually saw a R.O.C volunteer waiting on the corner. Kevin yelled my name, and that gave me the energy I needed to finish out that bike ride, to get in there and to get ready for my run. 2 years ago, I would have told you the run was going to be my strongest area of this race. And leading up to the race, I knew that that wasn't true. The swim was going to be my strongest. So now that I'm exhausted, I haven't taken in as much nutrition as I should have taken in. I am wondering if I should even go out on the run. And I thought, well, if I'm not going to make the cutoff, someone will stop me. So I'm in the transition area. There's only a couple other people in there at the same time as me, and nobody stopped me. Nobody said, don't go out. So I went out. I jogged out of the chute. I started heading towards Crissy Field, out towards the Presidio. And at that point, a lot of people were already coming back in, and just the support and the words of encouragement I got from people during the run, I would have never expected that. I think I expected people to feel sorry for me and to be like, oh, keep going, but it was nothing like that. It was like people genuinely believed in me. There were people telling me how strong I looked. There were people saying, like, you have this, like, all walks of life, all ages, all fitness levels. Like, some of the most fit people I've ever seen in my life were out there telling me that I was gonna finish. As I was coming back into the Presidio on the run, I recognized someone standing there from a Facebook group for basically plus size triathlete. And she was like, you got this, you're gonna finish. And that gave me so much energy to just do it. Like I said earlier, send it. So I made it through the course. As soon as I could see the finish line, I started running. And I guess there's something special about finishing after the award ceremony. You have your own personal announcer back on the mic, so I got the whole welcome back. Here comes Hayley Walker from Pacifica. My parents and my boyfriend were able to run to the finish line, into the finishers area to meet me. I had a couple friends, with signs cheering for me, and I did it. And crossing that finish line, even though it took me a really long time, it was just such a proud moment for me. I'm really glad that I pushed through the fear and the negative self-talk and just, some of the fitness standards that are out there in the world telling you that you can't do something. I'm glad I pushed through all of that because look at me, I escaped. I think that my biggest takeaway from the triathlon is the importance of starting where you're at. I think for a long time, I've always thought, oh, I can do things I want to do when I'm smaller, or, oh, I'll be able to train for a race if I lose weight. And this experience for me was about starting with what I have, where I'm at right now, training my butt off, and crossing the finish line. I didn't change anything about myself. I worked really hard. I gave it my all. And through blood, sweat, tears, injuries, everything else, I crossed the finish line, got to see my favorite people in the world who I love more than anything, and I got to share that with them. So my advice to anyone who wants to do a triathlon or any kind of race, whether it's a 5K or a marathon or an Ironman, start where you are now and give yourself some grace, because if you put in the effort and you really want to do something, you can do it. I did it, and I'm so glad that I did it for R.O.C.K.
That's so exciting. We're so proud of you once again. Thanks for all you do, Hayley. See you next time.